Good morning. I'm home and back on my railroad track. I go out and walk a few miles every morning with all my stuff. I'm probably right now carrying about 17, 18 pounds. I do this every day. So I get a lot of questions on, how do you keep backpacking at 76? And I think this is probably good advice. You don't have to be an old guy like me to need this advice. I see a lot of younger people on the trail that can't do a lot of things that I still do, and I think it's just really lifestyle, diet, exercise, but mostly just lifestyle. A sedentary lifestyle will kill you. I've got a lot of friends that retire and become couch potatoes and then they die. So, I say move it or lose it, but there's more to it than that. I'm walking this track today, and I like to walk a couple miles of this track every day because it is so uneven. It's got all these railroad ties, and I've said before, when I first started walking this railroad track, I'd have to look down all the time. But now, eventually, your head and ass gets wired together, and I think, I don't have to look down. And if I do stumble, I can catch myself. And, I think a lot of people take that for granted, but the older you get, the more you lose that ability. I can't tell you scientifically why. I'm not an exercise guru. I'm not a health fitness guru. I just know that if you don't use it, you're gonna lose it, especially as you get into your 70s. And so that can happen to you at 40, just depending on, again, your lifestyle. When I did the Florida Trail, so many people were complaining about their feet, and they were saying that, they're blaming it on the water, because you have to walk through so much water on the Florida Trail, and every swampy area you hit, you begin doing about 35 miles of it. And that really wasn't the problem. I didn't have any foot problems, but I was trying to tell people that, it looks weird, but walk like a band leader, walk backwards, walk pigeon-toed, walk bow-legged, change up your gait, because Florida is such a flat trail. You're just on the same gait all the time, and that creates problems. And so I had no foot problems on the Florida Trail, and but I would do that all the time. I would just change up my gait. Do I do a lot of exercises? No, not really. I mean, first thing I do when I get up in the morning is maybe do 30, 40 push-ups. I do a lot of stretching, the cat stretch. I don't do a ton of yoga, but I do a lot of stretching. And I put my palms, touch my toes, put my palms on the floor. I do some hip stretches. This is maybe, it takes me maybe 4 or 5 minutes to do that as soon as I get out of bed. That's about it. Maybe during the day, I'll do a few pull-ups in the garage off the rafters. I've showed you in a video before, I have a hanging table. I used to have a hanging bar, but that's not something I've done because I'm getting old. I've done it for 40 years, and to me, it just stretches out my back. When I walk, I carry this backpack. A lot of people see me out here on the tracks, think I'm a hobo or a homeless person, or think I'm weird. I don't care. I think it's just good, if I just carried my pack just on days that I was actually out backpacking, I'd miss a lot of things. When I'm out here, anything that doesn't feel right or something I can improve on, I'm thinking about it all the time. And so the next time I go on a backpacking trip, it's already incorporated into my methodology. Pretty much assure you that if you're a young person in good shape or a young person in poor shape, that as you age, it's going to become more challenging. That's all there is to it. I mean, I feel things I never felt before, and I think I'm in pretty good shape. I can still walk 25, 30 miles a day over passes if I have to, and I don't break a sweat, but it's not because I don't work at it a little bit. To me, the best exercise for backpacking is backpacking, and maybe the best exercise, period, walking. I've never been a big runner since I got out of the Marine Corps. I used to run in the Marine Corps a lot because I'd get a free pair of Adidas for every 100 miles I logged. And when I got out, I had a bag full of Adidas. But I don't think it's really the best thing for your knees. I have a lot of friends that are still doing marathons at my age, still cross-country ski racing, where they're skating and pushing out, playing pickleball. They all have orthopedic problems. And I just think that a lot of those movements aren't natural movements. And I don't do those because I don't want those problems. Walking is pretty normal, and I do a lot of that. And to me, that's my exercise of choice, and so far it's working for me. And it's going to be a sad day when I can't do it because I'm kind of addicted to backpacking. So now we have YouTube, so you don't need a physical trainer. You can go on and find a million videos, find somebody you like doing the kind of things that you can still do, and move up from there. And it's like diet. It is hard to stay on a healthy diet, especially with the food choices we have today. And exercise is no different. It hurts sometimes. And no pain, no gain. You've heard that. Well, it takes some mental attitude to stick to some of these things if you want to improve. And in the end, you'll benefit it lifestyle wise. And just to answer some questions, no, I've never smoked. Unlike Bill Clinton, I really never have inhaled. Wouldn't even know how to smoke. I've always thought that was really a stupid idea, sucking smoke into your lungs. I never played sports, never been into sports much. Walking is my sport. And I think, I have a lot of friends who were jocks in high school and college, and they're all getting replacement hips and knees and shoulders, and a lot of that's from those injuries that happened in their 20s. And again, I'm not talking to just older people here. You don't have to be 76 to need some of this advice, maybe. I mean, when I was in the Marine Corps, I was 18 years old, and probably 30% of the people that I was training with couldn't climb a rope, couldn't get over a wall in the obstacle course. You had to run back and push their ass over the wall. Some of it was overweight, but a lot of it was they just had no strength, and probably from a sedentary lifestyle even when you're young. And I think there's even more of that today because there's so many temptations to be on your phone or on your computer or playing games. A lot of jobs are online. You're sitting in a cubicle all day. You've got to combat that. Otherwise, it's going to catch up to you real quick. So, I'm not preaching to anybody. I'm just giving you some food for thought, trying to answer a few of the questions that people ask me all the time. And there's no magic to it. It all takes work. It all takes time. You probably have to really love it. When I'm out here walking every morning, it's like a peaceful place for me to go, physically and mentally. And I'm retired. I have the time to do this. A lot of people don't have that, and I get it. So you just got to find your own niche of how you're gonna keep in shape for the things you like to do, whether it's backpacking or skiing or whatever. Pickleball. Keep smiling.